This is my genre, Mark.
No.
These are the films I watch crap on Netflix. I watch it and they make it for me. And every time I stick some of this stuff, you did this one, and every time I stick some of this stuff on, I'm like, this could be good. It's not.
But the problem is there, Kaz, you'd already had the review that said don't watch it, and yet you watched it.
Oh, my daughter wanted to watch it. She thought, she saw Wonder Woman. She's like, "Oh, is that Wonder Woman?" I was like, "Well, not really, but sure, we'll put it on."
Okay, so I'm going to pick up the narrative thread from what Tom just said about Gran Turismo,
because we're on fire today in terms of synergy, aren't we? Boy, boy!
It's like
Blue Beetle to Gran Turismo to Heart of Stone.
Because I think Heart of Stone, again, for the 3 out of 3, it's a generic genre piece that is full of things we have seen plenty of times before. It is the globe-trotting super spy film with a world-ending AI MacGuffin that some bad guys want, that some good guys want to stop them from getting. It's packed full of huge CG-drenched explosions and car and bike chases and all the usual stuff. So a little bit like Blue Beetle, a little bit like Gran Turismo. I think the problem with this is, the problem with Heart of Stone was, for all of that, it's like my pulse never went above that. Literally didn't even do this. It just flatlined all the way through.
You were dead while you were watching it, Mark.
It was so vanilla, so bland. It did nothing. I mean, Christ, Tom Cruise and Chris McQuarrie have been remaking the same film 4 times over, and yet we lap it all up. They've tapped into the magic formula of doing exactly that. Make the same film over and over again, but each time it feels different, even though it's the same characters, same cast, same behind the camera, all that kind of stuff. But Heart of Stone felt like it was an empty. Here's one to ask your kids, to ask your parents about: facsimile. There you go. Word of the day. It was an empty facsimile of everything we've seen before. And I think, a lot of it is probably down to Gal Gadot in the lead.
She can't act, can she? I mean, I want to say I like her in Wonder Woman 1 because everyone says they like her in Wonder Woman 1, but she's really running out of whatever she earned as kudos for doing that.
I think she suited Wonder Woman initially because she was very much a fish out of water. So she had that wide-eyed stranger in a strange land. She could almost afford to be the naive innocent in a cynical world, and because that's what the character was. Unfortunately, turns out that's the kind of actor she is, and it doesn't work. And it doesn't work here. She's not helped by huge amounts of really quite bad CG. Her body double probably is in the film more than she is. She doesn't convince on any level as a kick-ass super spy, at any point during the film. And it's like Tom said, if you don't have that emotional character anchor, what do you care about? How do you root for the film when you don't have that? And I think what was worse about Heart of Stone was that there was not enough in it to make me get really mad at it.
I can see that.
It's one of those films you just kind of go, well, if I'm looking on my phone and suddenly there's an explosion. Oh, okay, that was kind of cool. I wasn't watching it, but at the corner of my eye, it looked all right, kind of thing. And it's like, oh, okay, well, hang on, I'm still on my phone. I'm doing my fantasy football team. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, there's a bike chase. Good engine noise. Not quite as good engine noise, but good engine noise. And I think because of that, I listened to a podcast this week where some very, very cynical people were saying that these Netflix originals are almost meant to be background noise. That's
100%.
That's
100%.
why things don't have a huge amount of money spent on the CG because no one's really looking at it. As long as it's squinting up with your phone sort of in front of your face. You
glance up and Ryan Reynolds is there. Job done. Absolutely.
So I mean, I was looking back at this and part of me thought, how could I score Heart of Stone higher than Meg 2? which I did, unfortunately. but I think ultimately Meg 2 elicited an emotional response out of me, even though it was abject disappointment, having loved Ben Wheatley and liked the book.
Yeah,
but at least
disappointment factor
it generated an emotional response that made me upset. Scored it down.
Yeah,
Heart of Stone, just meh. I mean,
Netflix 5,
absolutely fine. And again, I do get it. I read the comments and people are like, "Well, it's perfectly fine, Mark. What were you expecting?" And it's like, well, every film I watch, I expect to be good. I don't go into a film expecting it to be bland and meh and dull, and that kind of background noise. So. Apologies to everyone who may have questioned my scoring, but it was just Heart of Stone. I mean, it was so. So do you know what? I will qualify it. The first 20 minutes, I actually thought we were in for some good stuff because there's a couple of nuggets of interest in there. You've got this. Gal Gadot's character is a character within a character, which you don't see. And you think, "Oh, that's interesting. How's that going to play out?" Answer: not at all.
Yeah, they don't. They blow it after 15, 20 minutes.
There's some quite cool visuals about what this AI, the heart thing, does. And you think, "Ooh, again, how's that going to play into it?" And again, they don't, because that thing switched off after 20 minutes because they're trying to chase it in a bloody blimp in the sky somewhere. So, there were nuggets of stuff that meant this could have been something interesting. But do you know what? By the time my disappointment at the end of the first act, so they're not doing anything with that. Oh, they're not doing anything with that either. Oh, okay. Oh, well. Who's in my fancy football team this week? What was that? Yeah.
We are going to get pulled up again for being negative about everything.
Okay, here you go. You know what? Here you go.
No, we weren't. No, Blue Beetle.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. I mean, that was a long time ago, man.
But the point is, I know sometimes we can be negative, but I was thinking about this. We are in the lucky position in that we probably see more films a year than most people. I like to say it's part of our job, isn't it? Really, but because we watch more, we see we see more quality, but also we see more drops.
We see more.
Mark's just trying to say that we're just better people.
No, that's not. That's
a qualification.
Do you know what?
I'm seeing more. From the guy in the Razorback t-shirt.
Exactly.
For those who are just listening at home, it's like
no. What I was trying to say is that sometimes we can sound negative about some of these films, but I think it's just because, well, for starters, it's because we, excuse my French, we give a crap. I don't watch a film ever to go, well, if it's all right, that's good enough.
Yeah, to pass the time doesn't really cut it.